Welcome back, Tribe. I have one here from Real Ralph Anthony. He's got 2K subs. That's it. And he posted a video saying rich and successful men are not choosing to get married and have kids. So let's hear him out.
Here in Miami. I meet a lot of successful men out here in Miami. Successful in many realms. Financially, they're in good shape. They've got a bit of social status. They've done something important in their lives. They might have been CEOs. They might be retired. But there's one thing that's destroying them. One thing that's destroying all of these men who have worked so hard their entire life to build this fortune, to have these beautiful apartments, to have the beautiful cars. There's one thing that's destroying them. And I want to talk about this one thing. It's fascinating because I feel like they have so much in their lives, in the sense of they have resources. The cars I see here, the apartments, the villas, hundreds of millions of dollars on beautiful real estate, beautiful cars, the dinners, the places they go out in. I am in the epitome of what you describe as the cream of the crop in terms of wealth. Okay, people come here with money. They come to Miami with money. They buy beautiful condos. They meet beautiful women. This is why I moved here 2 years ago, because I wanted to be part of this kind of elite level of money and society, if you like. However, that comes with a downside. So let's talk about this one thing that's letting all of these men down. So I met a successful guy the other day, tall, handsome, runs a robotics company, right? A robotics medical surgical company. Guy's like 6'4", great beard, completely ripped, lives at the one hotel in the residence section. So he's got great accommodation, and the guy's got everything. He's got money, he's got looks, but he doesn't want to settle down or get married. And I was like, how come? I mean, I knew why, but I wanted to ask. I was like, how come, bro? How come you don't want to settle down or get married? Like, what is it that's stopping you from doing so? He's like, oh man, it's just not for me, man. It doesn't make any sense. So I probed deeper and deeper to find out more. It's like, okay, what doesn't make sense? He was like, financially, I don't know what I would do. It doesn't make sense financially. All my assets would be under pressure. And I was like, what about a prenup? When you get a prenup? He was like, yeah, but that doesn't mean shit these days. She'll still take all your shit. So this guy was scared of losing everything he'd ever worked for, because he doesn't think it's worth this old school concept of marriage. Let's admit, it is a bit of an old school concept. Here we go. I'm talking about cars. I've literally got like
a Ferrari or Lambo.
Check out this Lambo cruising through now. Just another day in Miami. It's normal to me here.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this guy doesn't want to risk all the shit that he's ever worked for to potentially go down the drain. He doesn't feel like it's worth him investing his time into one woman. That is the problem here.
Beautiful car sound.
Most of these men feel like relationships are transient, which I would agree with, especially around here.
Yeah, Miami is a shithole, full of sugar babies and transactional love. But the point is, it's the laws. The laws are what the main issue is, because a man doesn't mind getting married to a woman that he likes. It's just the risk is too high. The bias is in court. Getting divorced when you have a ton of assets or make a ton of money spells doom for you, because you probably worked really hard to get there. It's an incredibly blessed position to be in. Not many people are there earning as much as you are, and you could lose half. You can have a child support payment that is astronomical. Like, you could be paying $10,000 a month for one kid just because you have to maintain the quality of life that your wife had. And the court thinks, because based on your income, that is okay. It doesn't take $10,000 to feed a kid a month, but because of the lifestyle they were used to, that's how they'll do some of your calculation. It's absolutely wild. Prenups, he's right. Some courts toss that shit out. And the stipulations to make a prenup work is like, you need notaries, you need 2 lawyers present, you can't be under duress, you need to have, it's such bullshit, the whole system. And then, Florida changed this recently, but there are states where there's permanent alimony. You got to pay your wife for life. She could get a new boyfriend, jumping up and down someone else's meat stick, and you're on the hook for the bill. Why? That shit is insane. The court system is so archaic. We're not in the 1920s anymore. This shit made sense in the 1920s where a man leaving a woman spelled doom for her. She had no way to earn an income, no job, no bank, nothing. And you're like leaving your kids to be destitute. Like, yeah, put the man on the hook for everything, right? It had to be a punishment severe enough to stop men from, say, leaving. But these days, where everybody's earning, we got the whole equality talk. You bring 50%, I bring 50%. I don't need a man for anything. I'm just as educated. I earn the same, if not more. Right. And they say all this shit out loud and they're like, yeah, equality. We just want to be able to do what men are doing. And blah, blah, blah. But when it comes time to divorce, man, you don't hear a peep. When it's time for child support, you don't hear a peep. If anything, every time you hear a case about a man winning because he's one of these like rare stay-at-home dads that are becoming more and more common. And when they get divorced and he gets all that money, all that income, all that child support, the women are quick to go in the comment section, call him a loser, call him a deadbeat, not a real man because he stayed at home, go out and get a job, stop mooching off your wife, quit being a loser. The cognitive dissonance is insane that they don't understand. Men could say the same shit for the millions of women before them that have broken their marriage vows to do the same shit. Like they don't understand those exact comments can go right back on them and most women. It's wild. But hey, here's the world that we're in. So yeah, they wonder why marriage is in the gutter, why relationships are shit, and why nobody wants to have kids anymore. Huh.
It's about how much money you've got, how good you look. And if you lose all that shit, then everyone around you just doesn't become your friend anymore. You lose friends like this in Miami because it's a very transient, pretentious type place. Okay. Now, I'm not necessarily a transient or pretentious person. I can be, but ultimately, I'm looking for a good life partner. I didn't say wife because I'm also scared of that shit too. I have to get a prenup signed. There is no way I get married without a prenup. I will tell you that. No matter how much love is involved, no matter how much I love someone, no matter how much I think someone is good, don't mean shit to me. The paperwork needs to be signed. If no prenup is signed, I don't get married. It's as simple as that. I am not risking everything I have ever worked for since the dawn of time because somebody decided to change their mind. They don't want to be with me anymore and they take half my shit. To me, that's the worst investment. I understand investments. I've been in investments since I left university at 21 years old, working for UBS Investment Bank as a trader on the alternative investment strategies desk in equity derivatives. Those are just a bunch of jargon words I just threw at you there. But it would be the worst investment to ever make, to get married and to risk half of my money? What? No way. Makes no fucking sense. Now, if you have children with that person, of course I understand that children need to be protected. That's a different story. But the reason why I spent so much time in Eastern Europe is because men are more protected over there. Men are not protected over here in the West. We are fighting a losing battle. If men like the guy I met, who are tall, successful, handsome, are not looking to settle down because they just think it's too risky and it's not worth it, then we got a serious problem in today's society. So that is the one thing that lets these men down over here, is that they'll probably not have children. They'll probably not have a life partner. They'll probably continue to play the field and sleep around. And ultimately, that form of hedonism is a trap, and it's just a hamster cycle and a hamster wheel that you keep running around. You look at someone like Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg has stuck to one woman for a very long time. Now, she's not exactly a top model, but he probably loves her. They stay focused and they're strong together. And that's why men like Mark Zuckerberg continue to do great things, because he's focused and he has the...
Yeah, make no mistake, having a great woman is incredible. It's literally what could make a great man greater. She adds to his life. She takes away all the stress, takes away all the little inefficiencies. She's just supportive and makes him more effective. Also can be like a muse, like a creative muse. When you have the right woman in front of you, she motivates you. She makes you more creative. She makes you want to get up and conquer the day because you have something so precious that you want to protect. It plays into the man's protective instincts. That woman is extremely rare, because if any of these successful guys manage to meet a woman that could elevate them in their work, in their lives, add to instead of take away, they would actually get married. They would have kids with these women. But I'm telling you, man, it's becoming a unicorn in the world today to meet a woman that genuinely adds to a man's life, makes his life easier, better, calmer, more productive, Most women cost men money, take away from their time that they could be used to be more productive, start arguments and fights over dumb shit, constantly vying for his attention when she knows he has to do other shit, get snappy with him, arguments, like a bunch of shit. Like, women don't really know how to position their men to be their utmost successful version of themselves, to make them to have the greatest chance of success, because that ultimately comes back on the woman. The more successful your man is, the less stress he has to deal with, the more he can focus on making money and shit. Like that, all she derives benefits from all of that. As his status elevates, she's bringing him up, he's bringing her up with him. But they don't really understand this. So they're seeing it as like a me-you competition in a way, where I need to get what I need out of this relationship, instead of, if I just give a little and he blossoms, then I get to partake in that blossoming, and I tend to get more back. He'll want to spend as much time as he possibly can with me. He'll want to make me a part of his dreams, goals, start a family, get married. He'll want to do far more for a woman that brings him all those positive attributes. But, you know, that's not the conversation we're having today. All these like dating channels and fucking relationship advice channels for women by women are just telling them to do the like utmost bullshit of manifest a man, never compromise. You are strong, boss babe. You deserve everything in the chart top. He must have top 0.001% attributes, and anything less is settling. That means you hate yourself. Like, shut up. You're so fucking stupid. You're leading these women into a life of loneliness and cats with boxed wine. They don't want to hear it though.
The right woman by his side, and he hasn't chosen her for the wrong reasons. Most men will choose a woman based on her looks. Oh, she's hot. Yeah, she's a baddie, man. She's a baddie. I hear that shit around here every so often. Oh, she's a baddie. She's a baddie. Bro, she's dumb as fuck. You might be a baddie, but she's dumb as fuck, but she'll take you for everything you've ever got. And she's full of trauma and full of emotional baggage. So, you know, again, that is the other thing that men here fail to see. They fail to see through people and understand what they're actually like. They are more likely to have their lives destroyed because they cannot spot what a good quality woman actually looks like.
Facts.
So that's the story with Miami and Miami Beach especially.
Yeah. Instagram whores don't mean they're good women. Most guys lead with their dicks, so most guys are destined to fail horribly in relationships and marriage. That's the cold, hard reality. Guy's channel is called Real Ralph Anthony. Links will be in the description below to see some of the comments. I learned firsthand that a woman can burn it all down at any time. These guys never sign a contract with someone who benefits from breaking said contract. Talk to any man who's been divorced. Great. He's right. He literally has everything to lose. She doesn't. Not worth it. Moral of the story, focus on your goals. Why is it that men always lose their money but not women? This guy said, pay as you go. You're spot on. I've done the marriage thing. At 55, never again. I recovered and now have a big savings account and just bought a third vehicle and paid cash. There's no scenario where marriage is in my future. Never commit to a bird. I have a friend who's almost 40 and is constantly complaining about his toxic girlfriend. He keeps telling me that he's going broke for her. She has mood swings. She never works or works low-end part-time job and verbally abuses him. I told him he has it easy to break up because he has no kids with her and wouldn't get married. He still stays, and I hate to say it, but it's his own stupid suffering. It's almost sad, but funny. Douche. And this is the exact mentality that I've heard from a bunch of friends, a bunch of people that are successful. And it goes just like this. The moment I got financially stable and good, I actually stopped looking for women. I just sleep when I'm you know what, and then I'm back to business. I'll never commit to them. I'm living my best life. Phooey. Yep. Thoughts on the episode below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's obviously a brutal reality that most men are starting to deal with in the West. At least it's being talked about. More and more people. It's out in the open. And from the latest stats I actually saw, guys, as far as marriage goes and child birth rates, they've had a slight uptick during COVID, and then they came crashing down again, accelerating. Actually. So population collapse is accelerating, and it's exactly because this divide between men and women, which is propagated by money lizards and whoever else. I don't know. Just saying. Not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Look, go down your own rabbit holes. Anywho. We'll see you guys on the next one.